welcome back to Chapter 4. Today we're going to combine sections 3 and 4 because 3 is really easy. It's about proportions. Proportions are essentially equivalent ratios. And equivalent ratios are equal. For example, 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Those are equivalent fractions. Those are equivalent ratios. The same idea. Now remember, the only difference with a ratio is that sometimes they can have decimals in them. So we need to learn how to work them and work them well in the proportion way so that those decimals can work for us when we need them to. So we're going to start out with the easy stuff. And the question is, are they proportional? Is 2/7 proportional to 6/21? 21s? And the easiest way to do it is to reduce both sides to see if they can reduce back down to the same fraction. And if I divide the top and the bottom by 3, yes, they can both reduce to the same thing. However, with these two, no matter what I do to them, I can't get them to reduce to the same thing, so no, these are not proportional. And really, that's it. That's Chapter 4, Section 3. So, we're going to try it out. Oh no! We're going to lose all our tape for just a minute because we like self-destructing like that. Alright, so, your turn. I've got servings of oatmeal. I've got either 8, I can either make 8 servings or 12 servings. And I've got cups of water and cups of oats here. And the question is, are these really, okay, all the tape is going to give it up at the same time. Are these proportional? So I need you to do the proportions of is 2/4 and 3/6 proportional. So do that, hit pause, come back when you're done. And we do is 2/4 proportional to 3/6. And if we reduce this to 1/2 and we reduce this to 1/2, then we can say yes, these are proportional. So, your practice for this section is to complete the table of equivalent ratios. So, I want my proportion of angelfish to tigerfish always to be 8:6. Now, what if I only have 4 angelfish? What if I have 18 tigerfish? What if I have 20 angelfish? So I need you to fill in the chart to do the proportions correctly, okay? Copy that down because I am about to move on to Section 4, which is on solving proportions. Now, sometimes you can use equivalent fractions. So what if I always want my ratio to be 10:3, but I've got 6. So how many of these top ones do I need? Well, and so I multiply this bottom times 2 and the top times 2, and I end up with b equals 20. Okay? Sometimes they're that straightforward, and that's great. And so then you can treat them just like equivalent fractions. Sometimes it's not that easy. So we use what are called cross products. Now what cross products are is if I multiply these two diagonal times these two diagonal, they will equal the same number. Now that's great if you actually have numbers. Let's say we stick 20 in here. So we see here that 10 times 6 is going to equal 3 times 20. And if we actually do the math, we see that that's correct. Now we can use that to our advantage because if we don't know what our variable is, we can actually create an equation and solve the equation. So for here, for example, I've got 25 times t equals 20 times 45. And so if I do the math here, I've got 25t is going to equal 900. Now I can solve for t. I can divide each side by 25. And I see that t equals 36. So I can make my own equation using the cross products of the equivalent proportions. You good with that? If not, rewind it and listen to it again and see if you can follow along with this because I'm about to ask you to do this. Okay? Let's try a couple together. No. I'm not going to try any with you? Alright, let's try one together, shall we? I'm going to put this way up high so I can use the bottom. Alright, let's say, oh, I got to get one that works. here we go. I have 1 over 3 equals y over 25.5. Now that's not a fraction that you can just say, oh yeah, I know what 3 times something equals 25.5. So what I need to do is I need to do cross products. So I'm going to look at here. I'm going to say 25.5 times 1 equals 3 times y. Now I'm going to divide each side by 3, and I got to figure out what 25.5 divided by 3 is. That's 8, 24, 15. My decimal goes right there. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So y is going to equal 8.5. You good with that? All right, your turn. Your job is to go through these 3 and see if you can do it. So copy these down, hit pause, work them out, and then come back and see if you got them right. All right, so 8 times 24 equals 12h. I'm going to divide each side by 12. And h equals 16. Oh, I'm going to do magic math because before 16 equals h. How'd you do? Ask me tomorrow and I'll explain to you how I did that in my head. All right, next one. 9 times 250 equals 100m. So I'm actually going to multiply this out. 250 times 9, 45, 18, 22, 2250 divided by 100. Divided by 100, so my m, I'm out of room. M equals 22.5. 5v equals 140 times 12. Oh, you are a pain in the neck. All right, 140 times 12. Let's do it the long way. It's 280 and 140. 861 divided by 5. Let's see, 5 goes into 16 3 times with 1 left over. 5 goes into 18 3 times with 3 left over. 5 goes into 36 times. V equals 336. That was fun. Fantastic. How'd you do? All right, so you've got 3 more, and then you've got the word problem. 524 grams in 18.5 ounces. So there's your first ratio. Jenna has 8 ounces of soup. Now, remember, when you set these up, you want ounces to both be on top or ounces to both be on the bottom. Doesn't matter which, but you can't have ounces on the top here and the bottom there. That's evil. You can't do that, okay? Make sure that you have them both on top or both on bottom. And then the X, your grams of soup, your X is going to be in the other grams slot, okay? Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. Ask me questions if you've got it. Put hazard signs by things that you don't understand. And then put stars by the things that you're good at. All right? And I'll see you next time. Take care.